guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Tati, and for today's video we're just going to be doing a sit down, chit chat, get ready with me. If you guys would like to know a little bit more about myself or just me answering your guys' questions in general, I asked you guys to ask me questions on Instagram and you guys asked me a ton, so thank you for that. And yeah, so if you guys want to watch the video, sit down, you know, get ready with me, then just keep on watching. Okay guys, so let's jump into the video. I just finished washing my face. This is the cleanser that I like to use. It's the CeraVe Hydrating Facial Cleanser. I do have a little bit of dry skin right now because it is the winter time here in Washington and it's like super dry. And this is the moisturizer that I've been loving. It's the First Aid Beauty Ultra Repair Cream. It's super good. If you have dry skin, I highly recommend you get this, or like at least try it out. It's been my favorite. So let's just pin my hair back, get that out of the way, or else it's like all over the place while I'm doing my makeup. If you haven't been able to tell, I changed the name to the YouTube channel, and the reason for that being is I just felt like I didn't want to just be stuck as like a family channel, and I kind of wanted to like rebrand it and kind of make it my own, just because I also didn't want like, I didn't kind of want to force Mark to vlog with me all the time, and like, you know, he will still be in the vlogs, but like if I want to do a vlog during the week, like I don't necessarily have to just do family related stuff. Like that's the reason why I kind of was just like, you know what, I'm just gonna change the name to the YouTube channel and make it my own. It actually was snowing where we're at, which is crazy because it hardly ever snows here in Washington, and I know like it's been crazy weather this year. It's been snowing in Texas. My cousin lives in Texas, so that's why I know, and I think it's just so crazy. Like the weather has been weird this year. It's just been insane. But you guys asked a ton of questions, so I really appreciate all of you guys. Look at how many questions there are. I tried filming this yesterday and the lighting was really weird. Like it was going, I think it's just because it was really bright yesterday and I'm filming in front of the window in my room, so I think it was just really weird. I didn't like it at all. It made my face look very orange, and I was like, you know what, no, I'm not about to post this. I'm gonna just redo it tomorrow because I don't want to put something out there that I don't necessarily love. You know, I want to love the content that I put out, so you know what, I'm just gonna redo it tomorrow. If you guys can hear Ezekiel, he's downstairs. He's with Mark right now. They're just downstairs chilling. Mark's playing the game and Andre is napping, so I'm taking advantage of my time, you know, just getting ready with you guys. But the first question that I see is, how old are you and how old were you when you had your kids? So I'm 24. I turned 24 in December, and when I had Ezekiel I was 20. I was turning 20, or was I 20? I think I was 20. And then when I had Andre, I was 21 turning 22. We're 15 days apart. We're both December babies, so that's a lot of fun. You know, that month is so expensive for us. We have Andre's birthday, Mark's and I's anniversary, and my birthday and Christmas, like all back to back. Like it's crazy that month for us. But yeah, the next question is, how hard is it being a mom of two, and how much harder is it being a military spouse? So what I just used on my eyes was the e.l.f. Camo Concealer, if you're wondering. It's the hydrating one. I love this stuff. It's one of my favorite concealers right now. It's honestly, what was the question? How hard is it being a mom of two? Ooh, that's a good question. I honestly get asked this question a ton, especially from my friends that only have one kid or like are expecting their second. I always get asked this, and I think it's just because, you know, it's natural to be scared of having 2 toddlers. And honestly, my kids are a year and a half apart, so it's not that hard. I feel like it was kind of challenging. I would say like during a part where when Ezekiel wasn't speaking yet, I think that part where he was like 2.5 was very difficult because we couldn't meet his needs, and that led to him being very fussy, like a very fussy baby. And that part was very challenging, but I feel like now that he started talking, it's gotten easier, especially because Andre now talks as well. So I just feel like it's honestly so much fun. It can get challenging, like it can get overwhelming at times. There's times where you're just like, oh my god, like I need a break. But I feel like that's regardless if you have 1 kid or 2 kids. Like, mom life is just very hard sometimes, and my advice for that would be like, learn how to just, you know, take a moment for yourself. I know for sure that's very challenging for me. There's times where like I'm really stubborn and I want to do it all and I want to be like there at all times, but it's important for you to just, you know, sit back and kind of take time for yourself as well. It's just beneficial for you and the boys, well, and your kids in the long run. And the next part of that question was, how much harder is it being a military spouse and a mom? So, I mean, being a military spouse in general, I think it's very hard at times, like when they're not here. Like they're out in training quite a bit. They get deployed. Mark thankfully hasn't deployed yet, so I haven't experienced that. But with the amount of training that they make him go through, like, I feel like we've already gone through a bunch of deployments. But, you know, I just feel like you have to reach out to your family back at home. And I know a lot of people don't have that support system back at home, so your spouse is all you have. But I'm just thankful that I have my support system. Like whenever I'm feeling down or I'm feeling sad, I can always call up like my family, especially my mom and my dad. Like, I probably annoy them with how much times I call them in a day, but I can't help it. I like miss them all the time. Like, they came for the holidays, and I kid you not, like my dad and I couldn't even say bye to each other because we knew we were gonna break down. So like it was literally like a bye. It's hard, like, especially only seeing your family for, there's times where we didn't even see them for like almost a year, and that was very, 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 very hard for me. Like, I probably can't go that long without seeing them again, because that was, whew, I can't say how hard that was. But, you know, there's just, I feel like even if he wasn't in the military, there'd just be tough times. It's extremely harder when you're not around your family, especially for me since I'm so family orientated. The next question is, and I get this a lot, is if I want any more kids. To be honest, we talk about it quite a bit, as in like to be on the same page, but we're just not, I don't think we're mentally ready to want to have a 3rd kid. We're just trying to focus on, you know, the next chapter of his career. I want to progress and probably go to school again. Like, there's just things we want to accomplish before adding another baby into the mix. We're trying to give our full attention to our 2 boys that we have now, and, you know, be fully present in their lives before trying to add another baby. But we do in the future, we probably would. It probably would be like 2 to 3 years from now, if I'm being honest. Like, not anytime soon. And I know a lot of people ask me this as well, if I'm on birth control. and like what birth controls do I like. I've tried the pill and I absolutely hated it. It wasn't bad like hormonal wise to me, but I've heard a lot of horror stories about those. But the thing that I didn't like is just remembering to take it. That's how I got pregnant with Andre. I just forgot to take it and boom. You know. And after I had Andre, I was like, you know what, like I need something more secure and like a steady type of birth control that I don't have to remember about taking it every day. So I'm on the copper IUD. It's kind of similar to the Marina. I'm not sure if they're the same thing. Not sure. But I'm using like a bronzer on my crease just to darken it up a little bit. But I absolutely love it. I haven't had any complaints with it. The only thing that I really don't like is that it just makes your time of the month a little bit more heavy. But other than that, I mean, I love it. It's just good. Like, it works for me and I love it. But I know a lot of people use the Nexplanon, the one that goes on your arm, and I think I'm just too much of a chicken to do that one because I've heard a lot of horror stories about that one, and that one scares me. But my mom also had the same birth control that I had for a really long time, so I went based off her experience and she loved it, so that's the one I got and I love it as well. So that's the birth control that I have. The next question is, you have any hobbies to keep busy and what's your daily routine? I wouldn't say I have hobbies. Like, I don't know. I really don't, other than like editing videos now and doing like YouTube. I'm trying to, you know, I'm trying to get back onto the rhythm that I was trying to go to in the beginning. I just kind of fell off of YouTube for a while, especially last year. I just didn't really know what content I wanted to put out, and I felt like since I was a family channel, that's all the stuff that you guys would want to watch, just like vlogs, and I just didn't want to do that all the time. So that's why I kind of also switched the name channel to make it more of my own. And yeah, so I guess like YouTube is now one of my hobbies. I love editing videos. Like my intro, I'm so proud of it because I made it myself. So my intro and my outro and like my banner, I made that all by myself. It took quite a bit of time to like get used to the whole editing thing, but I catched on pretty fast. I just use the Master Prime by Maybelline. It's the blur and redness one. Sorry, hold on. Mark just texted me a picture of Zeke. He's eating on his little chair in his playroom. So cute. While I'm filming the video, so they're downstairs doing that. But hold on, what was the question? Oh, and what's my daily routine? I guess like my day-to-day life is basically just the boys right now. Like, we wake up, we do our morning routine. When Dre goes down, like I'm just with Zeke, so we kind of spend more time. That's why I like that Zeke doesn't nap anymore, because I feel like I get to spend more quality time with him. And then when Dre's awake, like I like to spend a lot more quality time with both. And yeah, like right now it's just being a mom. Honestly, like that's my life right now. It's just what works for us. I know a lot of people ask me like, oh, are you gonna go back to work? And I don't think so. I don't think not anytime soon, because I kind of want to go to school, like I said. So I don't know. I do want to start working, especially under my license, my esthetician license. It's just really hard. Like daycare is so expensive. I feel like our whole paycheck, especially mine, would go straight to daycare. So I don't know. Like I always have a, yes, I want to go back to work. No, I should just stay home and like take care of them myself. And that's what's honestly been working for us for a while. And did the lighting just like totally go brighter? Sorry, it's because I'm filming in front of my window, so the lighting is probably too bright right now, but the sun's like going away, like the clouds are gonna go over the sun right now. Oh, and I forgot to tell you guys what foundation I'm using. I'm using the Pro Glow Infallible in the shade Natural Buff. It's one of my favorites. It was one of my favorites when I was back in high school. Was I in high school still? Or I think it was when I was going to school for aesthetics. I was in some type of school. I don't know. I don't remember. Mom brain. But yeah, it's been always one of my favorites. I just recently got back to it. I asked you guys on Instagram like a while back which drugstore foundations do you guys like, and this was one of them, and I was like, oh my god, I totally forgot that even existed. I haven't had it in such a long time, so I went and I grabbed it. And yeah, sorry guys, my camera for some reason it died. Well, it didn't die, but it like shut off for some reason. It's so weird. But the next question that I see is, what's your favorite shows on Netflix or movies? And I feel like I rewatch the same shows like over and over again. So if you guys have a favorite or like a good show recommendation, let me know in the comments down below. I would love to watch some new shows. I know we were watching Lucifer for a while and we kind of stopped watching it. Grey's Anatomy, of course, is like a staple to me. I've been rewatching that show ever since like forever ago. It's one of those comforting shows, you know, you just put it on in the background and like you start cleaning your house and you just like, it's just one of those shows that you will always go back to. I know I loved Friends. I was super upset when they took it off of Netflix. I was really sad. That's one of the shows that we would love just like rewatching all the time. And as for movies, I'm really into the what are they called? What are those movies called? It's like a series. It's To All the Boys I've Loved Before. Oh my goodness, I love those movies. I am such a sucker for chick flicks. I love them. Yeah, for shows, it's kind of always been like Grey's Anatomy, Friends. I haven't gotten into the new shows that they just put out, but if you, like I said, if you guys have any recommendations, let me know in the comments below. And if I keep looking this way, sorry, it's because I have my mirror, my little vanity mirror right here, and if I didn't have this, I'd probably be like all up in the camera like, what am I doing? So that's why I'm looking towards that way. But what's the next question? Oh, how do you curl your hair and what are your favorite hair products? So back like in like two and a half years ago, I used to curl my hair like forever with a straightener. That's how I curled it for like a really long time, and it's always worked. Like I loved thank you. The sun just keeps going in and out like right when I'm filming a video. Hold on guys. Okay guys, so we're just gonna have to work with it. The sun's gonna keep going in and out. Like I said, I'm filming in front of the window, so it's just gonna be like weird lighting the whole time, and I'm not about to do this all over again. But I do enjoy getting ready with you guys. It's not that, it's just like a whole thing to try to film a video with both kids in the house. But like I said, to answer your question, I used to use a straightener, and for a really long time that's just what worked, just because since I have really wavy hair on the roots, it was easier for me to just like straighten my hair and then curl it. I just love that curl too. It holds really well. But what I've been loving now is the Conair, I think that's what it's called, the Conair 1-inch curl. That's been one of my favorite hair curlers. It's not expensive at all. I think it was like 12 bucks at Target if I'm not mistaken. But it's like it's a really good curling iron. I really enjoy it. It leaves my curls for like days. Like I can have my hair curled for like 3 to 4 days, and it holds it really well. But yeah, I mean, as for favorite hair care products, I don't really have any at the moment. to be honest. I'm actually in the market for a good hair care product. I just don't find anything that I'm loving anymore. I think especially after I had the boys and I went through like the postpartum hair loss, like I can't find anything that works well with my hair. It just gets in such bad tangles now. Like it's so weird because, hold on. Okay, that's much better. I just moved a little bit more back just so we're not like super close to the window and the sun's not blinding me. But like I said, ever since I went through the whole postpartum hair loss, my hair just became like super tingly, and that's just like the weirdest thing because I never had tingles ever. And I don't know, like my hair is just like super weird. And I also think that it has a lot to do with how hard the water here in Washington is. It's just, I don't know, something about the water here, it makes my hair very, even my scalp has never been like dry and flaky, and now it's like super dry. Like I have to constantly be like putting treatments on it because it gets like very dry for some reason. And I've also stopped washing my hair every day. I used to be like, oh no, I have to wash my hair every day, like I can't live without washing my hair. And now I kind of trained my hair to go like 2 to 3 days, sometimes even longer if I can. It just depends on how like oily my hair gets. But yeah, I've been trying to, you know, not wash my hair so much. I think that's the reason why my hair was also getting very, very tingly once it was growing back. But yeah, I don't really have a favorite hair care product right now. I'm sorry, guys. The next question is favorite perfume. I have two actually. One is like my holy grail, the one that I've always used. I've used that one for years. And the second one I just recently purchased. It was a gift from my dad for my birthday. Let me actually go get that for you guys. Okay, so these are the ones that I'm talking about. This one is my holy grail. Like, I will forever love this one. It just smells so good. It's the Daisy Marc Jacobs one, the So Fresh one, the pink one. I love this one. I don't like the yellow one. I think the yellow one is a little bit too sweet for me. But then again, like I'm talking about this one, and this one's like very sweet. But this one's just a different type of sweet. This one's the Dolce by Dolce & Gabbana, the garden one. I hope I'm saying that name right. It's the garden one. It's super pretty and it smells so good. It smells so good. So I recommend those two. The next question is any PCS advice. So we're hopefully PCSing soon. I won't tell you guys where until we're like set in stone on for sure like where we're going. But my advice will be, especially to the spouse, to like not get super overwhelmed. Like I just feel like you should just have fun when you're PCSing. And I know that's kind of like, I'm like literally moving to a different state, like how do you expect me to have fun? But I mean as in like once the hard part of packing and like the movers coming and all that stuff goes away, like and you're on the road, like my advice would sometimes be like just go and visit family. You have like a lot of dates sometimes, like if your spouse has extra dates you can use to leave a little bit earlier from your current duty station while you're on the road to your next one, and stop by and like visit family or like make a whole like road trip out of it. I know when we came here, we went from Kentucky to California. I actually flew there with Ezekiel first. Where the heck is my powder? Oh, sorry, I'm like losing everything. I flew with Ezekiel. I was pregnant with Andre. Honestly, that PCS was kind of like, it took a toll on my body, but I think it's because I was pregnant, and that's another reason why I don't want to get pregnant anytime soon. And just in case like we PCS again, I don't want to be pregnant. I was 8 months pregnant, guys, when I was moving from Kentucky to here, and it was just, oh, I would not do that again. So that's my advice. Don't get pregnant before PCSing, or if you're planning on PCSing anytime soon, don't get pregnant. But like I said, I flew with Ezekiel from Kentucky to California, and we spent some time there. We spent like 2 months there, so it was a lot of fun. We enjoyed it, and then from there we drove from California to Washington, and it was just really nice. Like, the scenery is really pretty, and you know, you kind of just make a little road trip out of it. Ezekiel was super good in the car coming over here. He's always been super good in cars in general. He didn't give us like any headaches or anything like that, so he's just a really good kid. He does throw his little tantrums here and there, but you know, he's a toddler, so it's no biggie. I'm just using the Butter Bronzer by Physician Formula. I'm like literally almost done. It's one of my favorite bronzers. It just gives you like a really pretty like flush of color. It doesn't give you like a oh my gosh, she contoured her face. It's just like, I don't know if you guys are gonna be able to see, but it just gives you like a really pretty color to your cheeks. Any goals for 2021? And yes, you should always have goals. One of my goals, honestly, is to go back to school. I do want to get my generals. I want to become something in the medical field, but towards like the ultrasound technician world. That's something that I've always been intrigued by, and I've been living on it. Like, I've been reading a lot on it, and it's something that I would love to do. So for sure to go back to school. That probably won't happen until both the kids are in school themselves. So I don't know if I'll be able to go to school this year, but I'll probably try to do online school. And another goal of mine is for sure to try and hit 1,000 subscribers this year. That's one of my goals on YouTube. But yeah, those are my goals. And the next question is, how hard is it living far away from family? And I think I kind of already touched base on this question, but it's really hard, especially on me. I feel like especially in the beginning, that's when it was like the hardest on me. I wasn't used to, you know, living across the freaking country from my family. I went from California to Kentucky, our very first move, and to me that was very, very difficult. But if I can go back in time, I would tell myself, like, you know, stop dwelling on it, make the best out of it, and you know, at least you're with the person that you love. Like, don't be such a party pooper all the time. I just feel like it kind of put a toll on me. Like, it kind of made me depressed in a way. And then I didn't want to like tell my family how I felt because I didn't want to worry them. So like, I would always just put a face that I was okay. But that's also not healthy. That caused a lot of, you know, kind of problems in a way. So if you're feeling a certain type of way, I suggest like at least reaching out. Even if you don't want to talk to your spouse about it, like reaching out to a friend, just talk. Talking is good. Don't feel like you're a bad spouse or a bad mom if you need like any help whatsoever, especially like spouses that are in the military. I feel like we don't hear that a lot, like, oh, you should also get help. Like, you know, we kind of packed up our stuff and also sacrificed everything to leave, you know, to be with the person that you want to be with the rest of your life. So it is kind of hard. I'm not even gonna lie. A lot of girls always ask me, a lot of like military girlfriends are always DMing me like, oh, how do you do it? How do you stay so strong? And I'm like, girl, how long have I been doing this? Like 5 years now, and I'm still like, I'm barely feeling like I got it together. So question is, what made you start a YouTube channel? So I always wanted to start a YouTube channel, but I feel like I was always very, oh my god, like what are people gonna think? I was also very concerned about what people would say, and I think that's why I kind of hold off a lot on doing certain things. But you know what, at the end of the day, you shouldn't even care what people are saying. Like, people are gonna talk regardless of what you do. So that's kind of what pushed me to do it. I was just like, you know what, I always wanted to do it, and if I don't do it now, I'm kind of gonna regret it. I do regret not starting it sooner, but you know, just start someday, or else, you know, you're never going to. And I feel like that was gonna happen to me. If I never was just like, you know, I need that little push to just start, I probably would have never started. I probably would have still been like, oh, I really want to. But also, I really like editing. I love the whole editing thing of YouTube, so that's also another reason why I kind of started it. The question is, how do you feel about Mark joining the military? Honestly, I feel like we kind of always had an idea that he was gonna leave. Before we started dating, like in high school, we were talking for like a good 2 to 3 months, and around that time, like, he was always bringing it up. So once we started dating, like, I always knew he was gonna eventually leave. But that's why I don't feel like it hit me as hard once he left, because I always had an idea that he was going to. But I didn't feel any type of like ill way towards it. If anything, I was very supportive. I always let him know that I supported him 100% on his decision. Question is, how do you like living in Washington, and have you ever been to Seattle? So I have a love and hate relationship living here, just because like most of your days, especially in the wintertime, are raining and gloomy, and like it just gets really sad at times. And there's a thing called seasonal depression here, and it's 100% true, and I can vouch for that. Like, it at first is like, oh my god, I love rainy days, and then after like a month or two, you're just like, dude, I'm so sick of this, like, stop raining. And I think that's what I went through last year. I was just so over it. I was like, you know what, I'm done, I don't want to live here anymore. But it's just so beautiful. Like, if you go out and explore places, it's really, really pretty. There's a ton to do, especially with kids. But yeah, like, it's nice. And yes, we've been to Seattle. We've been to Seattle like a couple of times now. But my all-time favorite time was especially when we went with my brother. This last time we went, we had like a little double date, and I'll insert pictures on the screen. It was a lot of fun. I can't wait to go again. We went to this restaurant that was like super good, and it was on New Year's Eve, so we didn't think anything was going to be open, but that restaurant was super good. Like, I'm having flashbacks of that sushi. Chef's kiss. It was super good. I already know this video is going to be super long because I'm like rambling this whole time, so I'm just going to pop on my lashes, and then I'll come back and answer the last couple questions you guys have asked me. Guys, so we're back with our lashes on. That took me forever. Ever since like this whole quarantine thing happened, I've been like sucking at putting on my makeup. Like, I need to just start playing with it a little bit more and, you know, get better at it. But anyway, next question was favorite places to take the kids in Washington. There's this place in Olympia called the Hands-On Children Museum, and if you guys have kids and are stationed here in Fort Lewis, I highly recommend it. My kids love it. And if your kid has like sensory issues or anything like that, they do have like a sensory time specific to kids who have sensory issues. They have like a specific time just for them. It's just super fun. Like, they have a ton of different things for them to do there, and my kids both enjoyed it. So for sure, that's my favorite place to take them. other than Target. And what else? For sure in the summertime, they love going to the lakes around here. They love being in the water. I just feel like they miss it, especially when we leave California. We're like always in the beach or going to San Diego. So they love going to the lakes here, and the lakes are actually really, really pretty, so they enjoy that. Next question I get a ton. You guys are constantly always asking me, especially when I post my pictures on Instagram of my cooking. That's literally the only DMs that I always get is, are you gonna make cooking videos? Are you gonna make cooking videos? And I literally I kind of want to set a date on my YouTube, like a certain date where I post a cooking video, like a certain day of the week where it's just a cooking video. Like, you guys will know, like, okay, like on Wednesdays she's posting a cooking video, on this day it's this certain type of video. Let me know if you guys would be interested in that down below. And I know a lot of people always ask me, like, please do another cooking video, like, I love your cooking. And it makes me so happy that you guys are that intrigued with my cooking. I just literally got mascara on my makeup. That's the most annoying thing ever. I'm just gonna let that dry. It's literally like right here. I'm just gonna let that dry, and then I'll like dust it off a little bit. But what was I saying? What was I saying? Oh, I cannot lie. Like, in the beginning of when I first got married with Mark, I did not know how to cook. Like, hasta se me quemaba el agua. There was this one time where his friends came over. It's when we first got married. Like, we literally didn't even have a couch. And they came over, and like we were watching the game on the TV. And for some bright idea, we decided to get boxed rice for some reason. It was the most horrible idea. I'll never get boxed rice in my life again. It was so disgusting. We ended up getting 2 boxes because obviously, like, we wanted enough for everybody. And it was disgusting. I was so embarrassed. And I didn't want them to eat it, but one of our friends were like, no, like, it's fine, like, it tastes good. And like, he made me feel better, and so did Mark. Like, he was like, it doesn't taste that bad. And just me, like, I was just like, no, like, don't eat it. Like, you guys don't have to. You guys are just being nice. And they ended up eating it. They loved it. They were just like, no, it's in your head. And I was just like, no, that rice was bad. But now, you know, I think what helped me a lot was getting out of my comfort zone. Like, I was a little bit too scared to try new things in the kitchen, but now I love cooking. Like, it's kind of like therapy to me. I love it. I love doing it. I love trying out new dishes. I kind of want to try out that like famous TikTok pasta that's been going around. This is the Maybelline Superstay Ink Crayon in the shade, what's this shade called? Reach High 100. I love these pencils. They're really, really good. They last all day and they're super pretty. What was I saying? I'm getting like sidetracked, guys. I'm so sorry. Oh, that I wanted to try out that TikTok pasta, the feta cheese one. That one looks really good, but I've heard a lot of like, it's like 50-50. Like, a lot of people really like it, and a lot of people like are like, no, this is disgusting, like, don't even try it. So I don't know, I am really intrigued. I really want to try it out and see for myself, see if I actually like it. And the next question is, where do you guys want to settle down after the military life? And I feel like Mark and I always talk about this question as well. And somewhere that we always wanted to go, that we always agreed on, is Texas. I feel like everybody says that now. But honestly, it's just I don't know, like something about Texas has always kind of catched our attention, and yeah, I'm like, I really want to go and like see what the whole hype is about. If you're from Texas, let me know if it's actually worth the hype. Last question, which is kind of a sad question to me, is do you ever get lonely? And the answer is hell yes. I get super lonely, especially when Mark leaves to the field and stuff. I'm just thankful that we do have friends here, and if I ever like want somebody to come over, like my friends are those type of people that I'll be like, I'm there. So, you know, shout out to you guys. You guys know who you guys are. That's what I'm thankful for. But other than that, like, it does get lonely. Like sometimes you're just like, I really miss my family, I want to pack my stuff, I want to leave. But you know, at the same time, it's like you have to think about your family. You have to think about, you know, the sacrifice that you are both making for the better of your future. So yeah, but if you guys ever get lonely and want to chit chat with me, follow me on Instagram. Let's be friends. I want to have like a good like little community here, so yeah, follow me on Instagram. And I think I'm pretty much done with my makeup. I'm gonna take these hair clips off now, and you know, pretty much all done. I finished all the questions, and yeah, so if you guys enjoyed today's video, if you guys would like to see more videos like this, just let me know. I loved sitting down and just rambling about everything with you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching, and stay tuned for more.